You're welcome back, and my name is Kel. And
My name is Ifi.
And this is Sip and Talk, and Sip and Talk now.
Sip and talk.
Uh-huh.
There you go.
So this is part 2 for our life lessons.
Yeah.
So we have about 6 life lessons each. So in the part 1 we gave 3 each. So it's time for us to get into the part 2 of it, where we
There
give 3
you
each.
go.
Okay, so I'll kick things off, right? I would say one of the life lessons that I've learned that have helped me along the way is grab your giggles where you can.
Grab your giggles.
Like, look, let me tell you something, right? There's no situation I'll be going through that I wouldn't find something to laugh about.
Oh, I love that.
It's very important because life will always, and I keep telling people this thing, life will always happen. But you need to just ensure that, look, you did not come to this life to die. Not be you, key Jesus. So what will you do? You will laugh. If I'm going through like a really horrible period, I watch one of my favorite shows, Modern Family.
I watch Friends.
Or I watch Friends,
New
or I
Girl.
watch I can watch something to just make me laugh, or even in the situation I'm in, I look for something to make me laugh in that situation too as well. So that's why I said grab your giggles where you can, because
Grab your
laughter
giggles.
is really the best medicine.
I do agree, 110%. Laughter. And you know what? Social media makes it a very easy place for us to get that. There's so many ridiculous things on social media, and you're just like, how do people think about this rubbish? Like, I can sit down and just keep laughing. You see, that's the reason
That's why I can't
why
leave Twitter.
there's
I can't leave
a
Twitter.
love-hate relationship between myself and social media, because people are just... People have lost it. So yes, grab your giggles when you can. That's something that I would definitely agree with. Another lesson that I've learned personally is you are what you eat. Now that statement is not just limited to what you eat, what's edible. Your soul is literally being fed every day, because everything around is competing for your soul's attention. And the predominant part of your soul is your mind. You go out there, you see billboards, you're hearing people honking, you're seeing some people fighting, you're seeing people hawking. There's so much happening. Then you're thinking about, the responsibilities at home. There's so much happening to get your attention. Now, you are what you eat, in the sense that if you want to be something, if there is a goal and there is a target, you can achieve that by becoming it, by consuming the things that would align you to that goal and to that path. Whatever it is that you are, thinking of every now and then, it's because of what you have been exposing yourself to.
True.
Right? Out
True.
of the abundance of your heart, the
Your
mouth
mouth
speaketh.
speaks.
And that's literally what the Bible says. So it's literally what you are consuming every time. If you know that there are areas of your life that you are struggling with certain things, you need to check what you are consuming that is feeding those things. There are people who are facing or experiencing addictions, habits that they term as bad, and is something that they want to rid themselves, of. What are you consuming? What type of pictures are you consuming? What type of music are you consuming? What type of conversations are you surrounding yourself
Yo,
with?
like when you're heartbroken and you're listening to sad music,
That's
you
the
will
worst
just be
thing.
crying.
That's the worst thing. That's the worst thing. You should be doing the opposite. So you are literally what you consume. When you think about who you are as a person, what is coming out of your mouth, of your being, when people experience you, what are they experiencing? Because you can't give what you don't have. You can't give what you don't have.
I
So
totally
you are
agree.
what you eat. If you want to be someone who is super confident, someone who speaks wisdom, what are you consuming? What type of podcasts are you listening to? What type of YouTube videos are you watching? What literally are you surrounding yourself by? And that's something that I definitely have lived by, constantly soaking myself within I would say the waters of whatever it is that I'm trying to achieve at every season and at every point in my life. So
I agree. I would say that my own life lesson is rest. Rest. Because some people just don't know how to rest. I always tell people this thing. I'm like, look, take a break before your body breaks down. Because if you don't take care of yourself physically, you cannot be right mentally. All of these things work together. And if you're not right mentally, you cannot be right spiritually. You cannot be right emotionally. Like, if just one place is failing, then you will have issues everywhere. Like when you're sick physically, you can't focus on work now. You can't think. When you're hungry, you can't even what's it called, execute a project well. Somebody will ask you something and you say, but then I was, oh gosh, I've forgotten what I was saying. In fact, I'm hungry, I need to go and eat. So basically, everything works together. So you need to rest. Body no be wood. You can't do all the work today. There will always be work tomorrow. But you have to tell yourself when to step back and when to rest. It's very important.
I love that.
That's it.
And that rest is very important. You know why? Especially if you're working within an organization. I promise if anything happens to you, the organization will move on.
Last, they will just do 1 minute of silence for you.
I promise you. They will
and
move
that's
on.
It.
They will replace you and they will carry on with their goals and their vision and their mission. Always remember that. That, I mean, the truth is no one is indispensable.
Yes, at the end of the day.
At the end of the day. So yes, take that rest. Whenever you need, if you have a paid time off, take it. Don't say, I'm always working. And sometimes some people glory in that as well, I'm busy. I'm working. I've been doing so much work. People are like, oh, wow, you are such a workaholic. Like, yeah. You better rest.
I remember when I wasn't working at the time, and so I used to go to bed pretty late and I'd wake up pretty late. But then if my phone would ring, I pick up my phone. I'd be like, yeah, hello? Yeah. Yo, no. I'm sleep now. I'm not sleeping. I'm awake. Until one day I ask myself, I'm like, what are you doing this one for? You don't have work. You don't have child. Nothing is waking you up at the crack of dawn. So why can you not just tell me, yes, I was sleeping. What do you want?
Exactly.
So I used to feel bad for sleeping because I wasn't sleeping early, so I wasn't waking up early. So why was I feeling bad?
The only time that I used to do that is maybe if I like someone and the person calls me, I'm just like, no, I'm not sleeping. Like, no, but you sound, I'm like, no, I was just watching him.
Oh my days. Hey,
I think another lesson that I have learned, and I think it sort of kind of like aligns with something that I mentioned before, become what you want to attract. Oh, I want my man to be this way. I want a friend that is that way. And you know what? It's something that I've learned only recently. To the extent that I learned it, I knew this. How you just say, oh, are you? When people ask you, oh, what is it that you want in like a partner or in a friendship or whatever, and then you say all these things, and then I ask you, are you all those things as well? I always knew that, but to the extent of which I know it right now is completely different. You literally have to become what you want to attract. That type of friendship that you're looking for. Are you that caring person? Are you that person that is constantly like, you know what, I remember what you told me or what you said to me, Kel. Here is blah, blah, blah to help support that. You need to become what you want to attract. And in my Christian faith, and I'm glad that this is something that I experienced and I learned early as well. I'm a seed sower. I believe in sowing seeds because I believe in the principles of the earth. And that's another... life lesson that I've learned, and principles of the earth, I respect of no man, respect of no religion, respect of no age, seed, time, harvest, respect no religion. If you plant a seed, if you do it the right way, you will bear fruit. Even if you're a Christian, if you're a Muslim, if you're an atheist, these principles always stand. And so I'm a seed sower, and there are times in my life where when I was in uni, I used to sow a lot of seeds, and I'm sure my sisters can attest to it. They'll give me like a nice phone or whatever. I go to, uni, and they're like, what happened to your phone?
Are you serious?
A lot of times I'll lie, but I will sow it as a seed. Aww. But I can tell you for a fact right now, the reason why I sowed it different was different from what I'm trying to explain now. When I sowed it, or I used to sow seeds, like I would sow like money or whatever, I would do that from my heart because that's me saying to God, I'm grateful. Or God, I'm tying my blessing to something, or there's something I'm seeking, right? And please, I'm not here to say, this is the way you should do it. But I do understand that in the Christian faith, seed sowing is something that is viable. It's been tried, it's been tested. I did a lot of sowing, a lot of phones. I'm telling you, Kel, I don't remember the last time that I bought a phone with my money.
Oh, I did.
I am not even joking. And the way it happens is weird. Especially when I start thinking, you know what, it's time for a new phone. And I'm just like, oh man, I have to start saving up, or I need to start, figuring out where am I getting money from? Am I taking from this particular place in my account? Do you get what I mean? But every time it gets to that point, I get a phone. And I promise you, and I probably have to just do this disclaimer because something just came to my mind about things that some people do for like phones, and this is not to judge anyone or anything.
Oh, okay.
It comes from with no strings attached, and it comes from like family, friends. when you become, you're expecting something, give that thing out. If you're expecting something, or if you're expecting finances, look for someone that you can help. Seek there are people that you can help. They are around.
So if I'm expecting a husband, what do I give out now?
You can give out prayers for people who are seeking a husband as well. Pray for your friends who want a partner. Because that's an investment. That's a seed you're sowing as well. So rather than get into your prayer closet and focus on me, the sacrifice you're making is, you know what, God, I'm not going to focus on me. I'm going to invest into other people's lives, and I'm going to pray in these different areas for these different people. So become what you want. So all these things that I've said, these are just examples, right? Of course, I'm not just going to limit it to that. But if you're seeking certain things in life, become that, and you will begin to attract it.
Okay, I like that. So my last one is one that I learned when my friend Tosin Bucknell passed. It was something that was said, during her service a lot. Live full so you can die empty.
Ooh.
Because there's so many things that she was involved in that I had no idea. It was when people were speaking on her, oh, she did this, she did that, oh, she was doing this. I was like, how many lives was Tosin living? Because she was really doing a lot of things, And when I say a lot of things, like work, helping people, so many projects, it's like, okay, she was busy. And that's why I'm trying as much as possible to do all the things it is that I want to do. That's why now I can say, oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this and that. And there's still so much more I know that I can do too as well. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to just live full so I can die empty. Like I want my legacy to be, Kel lived. She really, really lived. And so that's one of the unique life lessons that I learned, unfortunately, through the passing of a friend, is that just do everything it is that comes to your mind that you're capable of doing. Try it. Yeah. Worst case, you don't get it right. Worst case, you do it and you learn lessons so that you can help the next person. Who knows, you might be learning lessons for Ify that wants to try something. Absolutely. You can say, oh, I actually did try this thing, but this and this is what I realized I couldn't do it, but this is what I think you should do. So it doesn't matter. If something is laid in your heart and you're capable of doing it, go ahead and do it. Worst case, it wouldn't work, and so you die.
You learn from it.
Exactly.
And you know how to do it again, or you know to do it differently.
Or you even take that knowledge and you can apply it somewhere else.
Absolutely.
So
wow.
That's
I learned that from Miles Monroe, rest his soul. Oh my God! If you really want to learn about dying empty, go and listen to Miles Monroe's sermons. It's out there on YouTube. Listen to it; it will change your life. I think my last would be I learned that God really loves me. I learned it, and you know how I learned it? I always thought I knew that God loved me until God gave me a revelation from Genesis. And this revelation came only, I think, 3 years ago. It wrecked me. I was just like, oh my God, I'd never seen that before. I just always felt like, oh God, of course God loved me. God created me. But I hadn't imbibed that knowledge, right? It was not, it hadn't gotten deep in my roots until I saw that. So in Genesis chapter 3 verses 21. So you already know, like, the fall of man, or Adam and Eve ate the apple, blah blah blah, and God said, oh, what did you do? and Adam said, it's the woman that you gave me. Eve said, oh, the serpent deceived me. So in God's anger, right? You know what? I'm just going to open it up. Let me just see if I could just get it. Because in God's anger, I was just like, wait, what? So it says, okay, the Lord, and this is 21. It says, the Lord made garments of skin for Adam and his wife and clothed them. And it reminded me of a parent and a child, like a baby.
Oh, I get what you mean.
You mess up so much. I'm so angry at you.
But still.
But God,
I will cover you.
Covered them. So literally. He didn't make clothes and give it to them and said to them, wear it.
Oh, hello, those are clothes. Figure it out.
He literally used his hand. He clothed them.
Yeah.
That was a revelation that changed my life. That the greatest sin that turned mankind around, in the midst of God's anger, he was able to still show himself as a loving father, He made clothes for Adam and Eve, and he
Yeah.
clothed them
I
by
like
himself.
that. I like that. I never thought about it like that before.
Rah, it just
It makes me feel
changed.
nice and warm.
Absolutely.
Makes me feel loved.
yeah. So that was like I feel like that's the greatest for me. That's something that I learned, and I've always latched on to any day, any time. I'm a remind God, but you clothed Adam and Eve even after they did all these things that led to what we are doing right now. You know, it just reminds me that God is truly a loving Father. You can never go wrong with that. So yeah.
Amazing. All right, so I guess those are our life lessons. So we
Absolutely.
gave 6 life lessons, and very powerful life lessons. And I also learned something from listening to you as well. So I love this. We should be this serious more often.
I know.
Yeah, not really.
Maybe
Yeah.
not. I know, right?
'Cause I feel like I just finished a session of Kel on Sunday. But yeah, it's all good. So let us know which life lessons resonate with you in the comments. And of course, let us know what life lessons you live by that have just helped you soar through life. Till we meet again, my name is Kel.
My name is Ife.
And this is Sip and Talk.
Sip and talk. You're supposed to be giving us our intro, our song now. We sip, we talk. You're supposed to do it every time. Every episode.
Days.